What's up guys, this is CJ with CoinOpTV, and I just wanted to do a quick video log today talking about some of the new announcements that are coming out of Microsoft that you may or may not have heard of. So if you remember back a couple weeks ago when Microsoft unveiled the Xbox One, they also unveiled all these new policies that surrounded used games, always online, things like that. And the policies basically detailed that once every 24 hours you would have to check in with their server, so you'd have to connect to Xbox Live at least once every 24 hours in order to play the console. So if you were offline for 23 hours and you're playing Skyrim or something, and Fallout 4 hopefully, but as soon as you hit that 24-hour mark, it would stop your game. You wouldn't be able to play it anymore. So that was one of the policies. The other policy surrounded the used games, where as soon as you were done with the game, and if you wanted to trade it in, you'd have to go to select retailers, which we thought will include GameStop, but they never really specified who that would include. So that would kind of exclude a lot of mom and pop shops. Like one of them we have here is called Gamers, and I'm not sure if they would be able to get on that list. And it also surrounded letting your friends borrow your games, where you couldn't just give a friend your disc. They had to be on your friends list for I think 30 days it was, and then you could give them the game, but it wasn't borrowing. It was essentially they get the license and they install it, and then after that they can't give it to anybody else. So that those policies obviously did not go over very well, and over the past couple weeks or so, the internet and everywhere has been in a fury about these things, saying, how anti-consumer they are, how a lot of people buy used games and then buy new games, sell their new games after they're done to buy more new games, so they wouldn't be able to do that anymore, and they couldn't let a friend borrow their game if they really wanted to. So of course that brought up a lot of hurt, and it didn't help the fact that this 24-hour check-in excluded people like the military, who obviously can't check in if they don't have internet where they're located. And a lot of times I know those guys will play just split screen, Call of Duty or something, and they can't always check in on the internet, so it would make the console useless. And there are even a couple that came out and said, this is going to cause the military to go to PS4. So I think there was a lot going on with that, and I think it came to a boil last week over E3 when Microsoft really showed some good stuff, but it was completely overshadowed by this whole notion of used games and always online and that kind of thing. So it really didn't do them any favors when they were there trying to sell gamers, hey, look at, we've got more Halo, we've got this awesome game from Remedy coming, we've got Forza 5 for launch, Dead Rising 3, all that stuff. It was just overshadowed. So I think they began to see that. And definitely one thing I noticed last night, if you watch Jimmy Fallon at all week, they've been doing the Gamers Week, and they had Mark Cerny with PlayStation 4 on last night, and I think at one point Jimmy Fallon said, "Oh, in this console you can play used games, right? This is the one that plays the used games." And Mark Cerny of course said yes, when in reality the Xbox One does as well, but it has all those restrictions, and the general public just isn't getting that through. So they think the PlayStation 4 is the only one that will play any used games. So that's obviously a big marketing disaster for Microsoft waiting to happen if some of your core audience thinks that they can't play used games on it, so they're switching systems. So all that kind of came to a boil today, and late this afternoon Microsoft came out and said, we're done with it. You guys don't like these policies, we're getting rid of them. So essentially what they came out and said, I believe Don Matrick posted a blog over on Xbox.com that said you will be able to share your games, you will be able to sell them back, and there is no online check-in requirement. So essentially they compared it to the 360 the way it is now. All of that will be the same. So that's a pretty big win for not only the internet, but gamers in general. And I think it shows that consumers do still have a little bit of power to decide and vote with their wallets. And we could see by how much the PS4 pre-orders were outpacing the Xbox One pre-orders everywhere. And I think Microsoft's kind of manufacturing issues weren't helping that, but PS4 was really out pre-ordering the one, like 3-to-1, 4-to-1 in some places. So I'm sure that sent a big message to Microsoft as well. So I think in the long run, that's great that this kind of got overturned and they're kind of taking a step back. And I do think we lost something good in the family sharing program that Microsoft was going to do, where you could essentially take my game that I bought, click it, and say, yes, I want to share this, and then 10 of your friends or family could play that game that you bought, just download it to their system. I think only myself and one other person could play it at the same time, but essentially all 10 of those people could play my copy of Skyrim eventually. So that's something that I hope they look at bringing back in a revamped form, because that would be really helpful to people with families, and even people that are a little budget conscious and kind of want, hey, I want to buy this game, but maybe I buy this one and my best friend buys the next one and we just alternate. So the other thing that you kind of miss out on is the fact that they said it'll go back and be like the 360, where once you install the disc, you still have to have it in to play the game. And, with day and date digital downloads now, I don't think that'll be as big a problem, but, that's still kind of a pain. Overall, though, I think it's a great step forward, and hopefully it keeps Sony and Microsoft kind of looking at these policies, seeing what they can do in the future, and knowing that if they do something out of line, they're going to have a lot of feedback. And I think that's good. I think we need to keep pushing them. So I just wanted to do a quick video log saying, my thoughts on it, and definitely I want to get your thoughts. So go down here, hit that subscribe button, and leave some comments down here. Let me know, let us know what you think over at CoinOpTV, and definitely I'll step in the comments and see what you guys are saying, and see if I can reply and answer any questions. But if you want to read up on it, head on over to Xbox.com and check out the blog put up by Dan, and we can go from there. But it's a good thing. I think it needs to continue, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. So leave us a comment. Definitely follow CoinOpTV for more game demos, for more game videos, for more video logs like this. I know those of you that like Skylanders probably already watch all Rob's videos. He's got a ton out there, but we have a lot of other content. So give us a subscribe and keep up with us, and let us know what you think, because we do check those comments and we do reply. We like to have feedback from you guys. So definitely let us know what you think on this whole used game, always online scenario, and if you're going to miss that family sharing program that I talked about. And keep watching. Thanks guys, and leave us a comment.